Welcome to Tech News Today, a podcast about keeping you informed and empowered by giving you the latest tech stories that impact your daily life. It's Wednesday, September 26th, and I'm Spike Spangle. Coming up in a bit, we'll tell you about a popular ad blocker's possible data breach. Plus, you're not going to believe the latest company with plans to build a self-driving car, and there's a new smart telescope that will open a world of possibilities. All that and more in Tech News Today from Commando.com. We start with a warning from a popular ad blocker. This, of course, is a service that you would pay to block ads that populate most websites. One of the most used ad blockers is AdGuard. It announced this week that it had to reset all user accounts after discovering its site was under attack by cyber criminals. The company recently noticed credential stuffing and brute force password attacks. Someone was trying to break in to steal all of its customers' information. Most likely, the scammer got a hold of credentials from other data breaches and tried using them into AdGuard's database. The company doesn't think the criminals were successful, but to be safe, it's having all clients change their passwords, which is a good decision. There's no reason to mess around when digital security is involved. So if you or anyone you know uses AdGuard, make sure to change your password as soon as possible. Also, keep an eye on the bank account associated with your AdGuard account. If you see any suspicious activity, report it immediately. Okay, this story is just odd. We've been talking a lot about autonomous vehicles lately, and for good reason. Tons of companies have been working on self-driving cars for years now. You may have even seen a few of them out on the streets already. But you won't believe who was thinking about getting into the self-driving car business now. Ikea. Yep, you heard me right, Ikea. It recently revealed 7 virtual concepts that detail its vision for the future of driving. The ideas came from the furniture giant's research and development department called Space 10. It's more focused on what's going on inside the vehicle than other manufacturers seem to be. That's where the concepts come in. They're more like cars with themes. An IKEA rep said, "The real potential of self-driving cars isn't our ability to drive without having our hands on the wheel. It's in what we'll be able to do with our experience inside the self-driving car." One concept car is called Cafe, and one will be designed as a coffee shop on wheels. It would let people get away from the stress of traffic jams and socialize over a latte while on the way to work or home. Another cool concept is called Play. This one is a small room on wheels where people can play augmented reality games, some of which will be tied into the car's surroundings. This would be huge for Pokemon Go fans. The other 5 concepts are farm, healthcare, hotel, office, and shop. Want to get a closer look at the designs? There's an app for that. At least there is an app for Apple users. It's called Space 10, and it lets you explore the latest IKEA research and experiments. Who knew IKEA was working on such high-tech stuff? As long as I don't have to put it together. We have more tech news ahead, but now a quick thank you to our amazing partners at Dell. Are you interested in astronomy? People have been staring into the sky for centuries, gazing in amazement at all the possibilities. But without taking some classes, it can be hard pinpointing exactly what's out there. Let's face it, most people wouldn't be able to find the Lynx constellation without a little help. Well, that help is on the way. A new smartphone-connected telescope called Stellina is in the works. It's super easy to use. Just place it on its tripod, turn the power on, and connect it to the app. Once connected, Stellina does all the work for you. Choose which objects you want to see in the night sky, and the motorized telescope will position and point it all by itself. It displays the live view right on your gadget, where you can take pictures or video to share with everyone. The app will guide you through hundreds of celestial locations, making it easy to discover more than you could imagine. There's one downside though. It's going to cost you a pretty hefty price. It's selling for about $3,500. But if you can get past the sticker shock, it could be a great way to do some exploration of the universe. Have you ever heard of the Turing test? It was developed in 1950, and it's a test for intelligence in a computer. Basically, the theory is that a human being should not be able to distinguish between the machine and another human. The test asks the same questions to both the computer and the human, then compares answers. Now, researchers at MIT and the University of Pennsylvania have come up with a new simplified version of the test. It's called the Minimal Turing Test. They posed the question, what is the one word that you could use that would convince a human that you're not a robot? They surveyed 1,000 people looking for the word that would be selected by most participants, and you wouldn't believe which word they ended up with as the winner. They chose poop. Yep, that's the word people in the study think would be most likely to convince another human that you're not a robot. Not exactly the literary equivalent of Tolstoy. There's another massive recall that you need to know about. Mitsubishi recalled nearly 70,000 SUVs over bad software. The problems were found in 2 different engine control units. Impacted models include the 2018 Eclipse Cross, the 2017 and 18 Outlander, and the 2018 Outlander Sport. The software problem could cause some features not to work as expected. Some include adaptive cruise control, forward collision mitigation, and anti-lock brakes. Owners of the affected vehicles will be notified of the recall, and dealers will reprogram the software for free. The recall is expected to begin in the middle of October. Did you pick up one of those new iPhones yet? You might want to listen to this before you do. Apple came out with 3 new iPhone models this year. The iPhone XS and XS Max are considered the high-end models of the crop. Getting one of them would cost you anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500, depending on how much storage capacity you want. For that amount of coin, you'd think they'd be able to be close to indestructible, but they're not. According to device insurer SquareTrade, both the XS and XS Max failed its drop tests. Neither of them were able to survive a 6-foot drop onto a cement sidewalk. They're made up of a glass display on the front along with a glass panel on the back. It didn't matter whether the phones were dropped on the front or on the back sides. They both ended up with shattered screens. The XS Max did turn out to be a little tougher than the XS though. The damage that resulted from the drop tests wasn't as bad on the XS Max as the XS, so if you're going to shell out the big bucks, you might want to go for the XS Max. It seems to be a little more durable. SquareTrade said, "As with the iPhone X, our tests show the all-glass design of the iPhone XS and XS Max make them highly susceptible to cracking, particularly from drops, the most common cause of damage, of course. With a gadget this expensive, you'll surely want to protect it with a case." We're always telling you about the latest data breaches. There seems to be a new one every day. But we have good news. Mozilla has just come out with a way to see if your information has been stolen. Its new service called Firefox Monitor was launched this week. Just enter your email address on Firefox Monitor and do a basic scan. It will tell you if it's ever been part of a data breach. You can also sign up for a service that will give you a full report on your compromised accounts and notifications anytime your accounts appear in new data breaches in the future. It's a great way to know which accounts you need to change your passwords on immediately, and a reminder to create strong ones for every account that you have. The best part is, it's free to use. By the way, once you're done listening to our podcast, do us a favor and give us a good rating on wherever you're listening to us. Write us a few nice words so others can find our podcast more easily. We'd really appreciate it. Finally, for today's Commando Kicker! Do you miss the days of going out with your family and handpicking a Christmas tree for your home? I remember doing that with my folks. Well, now you can get that same feeling again, without all the work. For the holidays, Amazon is offering shipping of live Christmas trees and even some holiday wreaths and other decorations. So if you're short on time to go out and pick up a tree, considering ordering one online and having it delivered directly to your doorstep. It's not as adventurous as the Griswolds chopping down their own tree in the Christmas Vacation movie, but it certainly saves some time during your busy holiday season. For more fun and interesting facts, go to Commando.com and search for Commando Kicker. That's our tech news today from Commando.com, and special thanks to our partners at Casper Sleep.